understand. Will they fuck it all up or will they save the land? Treachery, vanity, loitering and worse. They are their own worst enemies. These fuckers only know cost. Authors and dragons. Authors and dragons. Their powers combined, a group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? I hope not. I hate these guys. Authors and dragons! Authors and dragons!
Hey everybody, I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing the role of Fandango, the currently lost in a hole in the ground. In real life, I am the founder and publisher of Falstaff Books, publishing many of the cast members of both Authors and Dragons and Calamity Janes, and I write a few things as well, including the Bubba the Monster Hunter series, the Black Knight Chronicles, and Quincy Harker, Demon Hunter, among others. So after you buy your tickets to A&D Con, go buy my books.
Hi, I'm Joseph Brassie. I play the role of Bjorg Bjornsson, enthusiastic and violent barbarian. I was an author on the Mongoliad books. My novels Skyfarer and Dragon Road can be found from Angry Robot Books and anywhere books are sold. And I am the author of such non-existent titles as Testicles the Tarantula, story of a very well-endowed insect, arachnid, whatever the fuck. It has big balls.
I hope that's the full title.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's an insect. He has 6 legs, but his balls are just so huge they count as an extra 2.
This is what happens when I do shit on the fly.
Anyway, my name is...
Do more.
So anyway, my name is Rick Gualtieri, and I play Silas Kane, the worst paladin you're ever going to meet. In real life, I write several things, but, Bill of the Dead, False Icons, all sorts of stuff. But coming out the week you're listening to this is Bent Not Broken, the hybrid of High Moon 4. So drop whatever you're doing, except listening to this podcast and buying your A&D tickets, and go read it.
Hello, friends. This is Robert Bevan. Shit. I fucked that up. Hello, friends. God damn it. Alright, one more time. Take 3. Hello, friends. This is Robert Bevan. No, God. I forgot my lines.
Are you not Robert Bevan?
I am.
You do this every week. This is your thing, man.
I know, and I'm... Alright, I got it. Sorry. Fuck. Hello, friends. So, one more time. 7 times the charm. Hello, friends. This is Robert.
I'm not editing any of this out.
You're fucking this up, Steve. Hello, friends. This is Robert Bevan. I play the role of George. No, God damn it. Hello, friends. This is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter. And I got some books. Critical Failures. Go buy it. The end.
Hey there, this is Steve Wetherill, and I play Brandon Firemaster, Spelunker Monk. In real life, I write such books as the Doomsayer Journeys with Falstaff Books and other books on the internet. Go find them.
Hey everybody, I am Drew Hayes, the head chef of this shit kitchen. In real life, I am an author of books such as Superpowers, Fred the Vampire Accountant, the 5-Minute Sherlock series, and the Spells, Swords, and Stealth series, the latest of which, Noble Roots, is available in print and ebook, with the audio coming out August 2nd. And when last we left our noble adventurers, they had heroically faced many rolling rocks, occasionally with their faces. However, through persistence, determination, and more than a little willingness to just get the shit kicked out of them, they have successfully navigated through and made it to the next place.
Onward to the next place.
So you have all successfully pushed your way up, through into, another set of tunnels, because that's kind of how this is working. Does everyone want to give me perception checks as you roll on in?
We stand there in the dark.
Okay.
Fandingo perceives at a 21.
Silas perceives at a 22.
Bjorg needs to open his character sheet.
Silas can kiss my fuzzy elf ass. Just one cheek is elf, though. The other cheek is humanoid.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a 20.
Klaus Richter rolls a 21.
We're percepting well today,
Yeah.
guys.
Y'all really are. All right.
I'm getting my perception.
Except for Bjork.
All right, Bjorg, nat 1 time.
That's a nat 20, actually.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. Folks on the YouTube will see that the map has changed because you are in the new map and you have all perceived it very well. It is more caverns. You don't see or hear any more rocks. You got past the little dropping point. What you do see is that these tunnels are damp. There is water kind of dripping down everywhere, and you can all instantly notice that there are many little areas in which the water has pooled, and it is a little deeper. And yeah, you would have to sort of swim your way across those sections. You see a whole lot of like kelp and algae kind of sticking around. It's a wet ass cave.
This cavern is making me feel uncomfortable.
It's making my ass feel wet.
The manifestation of swamp ass.
You're not wrong.
Well, Klaus, this looks like your level. After you.
Onward. Who's going first?
Just remember, a dry ass is a sinful ass.
Silas likes a wet ass.
Since we're moving around, why don't we go ahead and roll back into initiative just for keeping track of who's moving when. But it's a fresh roll, fresh initiative.
Silas rolls a 15.
Fandingo rolls a 9.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a reluctant 10.
Bjorg rolls a 14.
Klaus Richter rolls a 9.
Well done. Let's see. Klaus, what is your dexterity? And Fandango, same question.
Dexterity is 20.
Less than that.
Klaus goes first between y'all. But none of you go before Silas, who doesn't have to move, but is up in initiative order first.
And is the perfect choice to find traps with his face.
Well, I will pick up the frying pan and start heading in.
All right, so note anytime you are crossing through the water spaces, your movement is going to be reduced to half because even in the parts where you're not like fully submerged, it is deep enough that you're wading.
All right.
Unless you have anything that mitigates that with water or rough terrain.
What about squares like this where it's kind of partially water, partially not?
We're going to say yes. Those are still going to count as difficult terrain just because it gets too hard to
All right.
go back and forth on those.
I guess I'll wait here, and is there anything I can do? Can I percept again, or?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Silas rolls an 18.
Okay, with your new vantage point, you can see that there's a dry patch ahead of you, and it looks like a little more water, and then sort of a propped up, dry islandy patch amidst the, not really seas, but you get the idea. And that is what you can see.
There is wetness and dryness ahead.
Sounds like a Saturday night.
Bjorg Bjornsson.
Yes. Bjorg will move ahead, dry patch of land. So I can only go about 20 feet.
Yeah.
About 20 feet. Okay.
Yeah, because pretty much everything you're crossing through has water in it. So
Okay.
you can get to like roughly there-ish, but you can also dash to get your extra 20 feet.
No, I'll go to where Silas is, and I will percept again.
All right. Give me a perception.
That's a 20.
Very nice. You also have the new vantage point. You can see the little area ahead. You can also see a sort of a damp spot kind of curving around to your other side, toward the southern part. You can't see what's past the curve, only that there just is some goop on the ground and more walking to be had.
I see goop and more walking space. This room is uninteresting, and I am bored.
All right. Brandon Thighmaster.
There is a saying in the Temple of the Many Fists about doing something before you leap. I can't remember what it is. I'm going to use my monk powers to skitter gracefully across the water like a sexy crab.
Yeah, so long as you don't end on water, you are moving at normal speed.
Okay. In that case, I will use a dash and take another 50 feet of monk movement.
That running on water shit is pretty handy. Yeah. Bjorg and Silas, you guys are like kind of down to your waist in the water as Brandon just lightly dashes past.
Meep meep.
Where's an Acme rocket when you need one?
All right, Klaus.
All right, Klaus Richter would like to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would like to investigate the water.
All right, roll me an investigation.
I want to smell it, lick it, whatever it takes.
Just swishing it around in his mouth.
It's a standard investigatory butt chug.
Okay, 17.
It is drinkable because it is cave water in the sense that like it's not salty. It's kind of not great tasting. It's cave water that's been still and has a ton of like seaweed and algae and shit blooming in it. And yeah, it's water. It tastes like you might regret swallowing.
I'll
tastes
spit
like
it out
regret.
and announce to everyone my findings. This tastes like shit.
Good to know.
If anyone in the party would know, it would be you.
All right, Fendingo.
I'm gonna turn into a parrot.
All right, that burns your action and gives you a move. One moment while I find your parrot token. All right, Fandingo's human token is going to be on the map just because it will mess with John's ability to see otherwise, but he is the bird. Here, I'll move you over here.
Okay.
All right, that gives you your move.
My movement as a bird is 60 feet.
And you are obviously unencumbered by the watery bits.
Right.
As long as you don't land in the water.
After 30 feet, I can see where Brandon is, and I will continue flying until I am right over behind Brandon.
Well, that
And,
is... Oh,
Now, I have a question about Parrot Fandingo's special ability, which I never used when we were on the island that it mattered. I have something called Mimic Sound. Is that an action or a bonus action? Because if it's a bonus action, I can fuck with Brandon.
let's see. I will have to review it. Yeah, I'll have to look back over because we haven't played those in a while.
I kind of only ever want to do it once to fuck with Brandon.
I've punched enough birds to know what a parrot is.
Yes, but when one comes up right behind you and in the voice of Silas Kane says, "Sinner!"
Go for it.
So yeah, as a bonus action, since I'm now standing right behind Brandon, I will use my Mimic Sound ability to mimic Silas Kane. And since one of the first things he said when we got into this cave was talking about sinners, I just go up behind float right above Brandon's head, out of arm's reach. Sinners! Fuck off!
Well, almost as if summoned by your screech, the mass of seaweed and algae at Brandon's feet suddenly surges upward.
Oh, fucking nice one, Silas.
This is what they call cluck around and find out.
I was just going to go rub one out, and you fucked it up.
All right, and it's going to go for... Well, I guess it'll go one slam to each of you.
Is that an algae sheep?
It's a kelpie.
Algepaca?
How high can it reach?
It can reach normal height, but I got bad news for you, buddy. It's a cave system. You're not out of reach. You guys are in tunnels still.
Fuck off! Fuck.
All right, so one to Brandon. Well, first one to Brandon. 17. Second one to Fandingo. 6.
Fuck off! Fuck you.
Yeah, no problem. You strange animated piece of kale. Ooh.
You know, the last time I saw anything like this, it had eaten Klaus, and then I set it all on fire.
It's a Kelpie.
Well, now we hate it more.
It's like a Kelpie, only millennial.
I could stock up my rations.
All right. And after that, goes back to Silas.
All right. Well, looks like I can see it from where I am, so I might as well just shoot at it.
Might as well.
I mean, why not? We'll do 2 sharpshooter. So a 12, which probably misses, and a 17.
The 12 will definitely miss. The 17 will hit, though.
All right, that'll be 23 damage.
You see that your arrow, while hurting it, does not do the level of damage you might have expected.
It's a rotting seaweed monster, so...
Yeah, it's not shocking that piercing isn't the best form for it.
It'll do. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah. Bjornson.
All right. Yeah, I'll do the dash action to get near my friends. So Bjorg is gonna run in. Hey, pay attention to me, superfood!
All right, Brandon. Is it time to make this monster go yum yum in your tum tum?
I'm not Klaus Richter. I'm going to see if I can work out is actually edible. I mean, it ain't pretty. And to do that, I'm going to use my knowledge gaining punches ability, which I believe we put into mechanics when we switched over. So I'm going to do an unarmed strike, which if it connects... 13's probably not going to connect. That's not a good unarmed strike.
Yeah, that's not quite gonna do it.
Alright, I'll take my other attack. Give him the old left fist. 12.
Oh man.
The only thing I've learned about this kelp is I'm not having a good day.
I like to think Brandon's like doesn't really want to touch it. So it's kind of like, ugh. Punching.
Yeah, nobody likes wet seaweed on their leg.
Except perhaps someone like Klaus Richter. It's your turn, sir.
All right, I would like to move forward, and I can attempt to shoot like under Bjorg's legs or something.
Yeah, technically you can make that shot. Don't nat one.
Good
sure,
enough.
you could shoot directly through
All right,
his dick if
I
you
will
want.
be sharpshootering.
Oh, of course you're sharpshooter.
Great.
Yes, sharpshootering, and if I hit, I should get sneak attack damage, I believe.
Yeah, no one's going to expect that.
It is engaged in combat with an ally. That is definitely... I mean, Brandon didn't hit, but we're still going to count
I
it.
flailed at it. That's distracting.
13.
13 is not going to hit. Wow, that other one would have been a natural one.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Woo!
Ah.
Good time not to have disadvantage.
Did you feel a whiff of air on your balls?
It's Brandon, you're the only one that heard it and is in range, so it's gonna give both slams to you this time.
Well, let's not... I didn't hurt it, sure. I might have hurt his feelings.
Well, luckily a 6 and a 7 aren't really gonna put you in much danger.
He's like, ugh, he's so dry.
This thing sucks as bad as you do, Brandon.
All right, Fandingo.
Fandingo is not going to leave a threatened square so as not to provoke an attack of opportunity. But I am going to fly over, sit on Bjorg's head, and cast Firebolt at this fucker. Because I can't cast verbal and somatic spells while I'm flying. So I have to land. So I'll land on Bjorg's head.
Alrighty.
And I'll spit fire at this mofo.
Roll it up.
And that's a 10.
Man,
Damn.
this thing has just like brought the curse of low rolls on everyone, including itself.
I mean, as long as it's going to be consistent, that's fine, I guess. But
Yeah, you do not hit with a 10.
fucking next time I know what we're doing.
All right, Silas, back around to you.
That'll be the first encounter we've had where everybody just kind of walks away in embarrassment after a while.
I don't think that's true.
It's certainly not the first time all of us should have walked away embarrassed.
All right.
Yeah, that's true.
Just so I don't have to try to shoot through Bjorg and Fandingo, I'll move over here and just point blank it. both sharpshooters. And if I hit at least once, I will throw in a divine smite.
All right. Is there any kind of thing for shooting in combat, or does sharpshooter negate that?
I'm actually not sure.
Didn't you have some kind of point blank thing, or was that 5e?
No, that was Pathfinder.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Pathfinder, sorry.
Also 3.5. This is 5e.
Nope, there was no penalty for packing into melee. I think that was just a Pathfinder thing.
Cool. All right. Then, yeah, just shoot this thing in the face.
I think those are 2 misses. It's only a 10 and a 12.
Yeah, the 10 and the 12 will both miss. My God.
Jesus.
Bjornsson.
Ah!
Bjorgi won. You're our only hope.
A reminder that you do have access to advantage whenever,
Yeah, Bjorg's gonna reckless attack the Kelpie twice, so let's do this. That's a 26 and a 28.
All right, you finally broke through its unbreachable AC.
You touched it.
Ew.
Ugh! Soup is just wet salad!
Pretty sure now we've all touched it, because
That's-
it's flat.
I haven't.
12 and 13 damage, so 25.
All right, and unlike the arrow that that Silas shot, turns out a sword cuts through seaweed just fine.
Ah! Ugh! It's damp!
Yeah, Klaus says, you guys are gross.
Speaking of oily, Brandon Thighmaster.
Okay, let me try that again. Let me see if I can land a hit this time. Boop. 18.
An 18 will hit.
I may as well take my other attack as well. Bloop. 24.
That one will also hit.
Okay, so in total that is 15 damage. And, yeah, I'd like to try my knowledge gaining punches ability, please. I don't exactly.
I will let you know that your punches, much like the arrow, don't seem like they're full force against the slappy, wet seaweed.
I should have tried karate chopping it.
I had to use the word slappy.
Put your hand up the seaweed's ass.
Okay.
Gotta work in those Shingles plugs where we can, man. Shingles the movie, filming now.
Understanding through violence. What we've got so far, after successfully landing any kind of unarmed strike, you may use a free action to roll a charisma plus proficiency with advantage against a single target. The target creature's hit dice level determines the DC. The GM may bestow certain knowledge about the type of creature. And if it's a 10 plus, will reveal specific knowledge. So I'm going to roll a charisma
With proficiency?
with proficiency. So that is that's a really low charisma roll. That's an 8.
And what?
You farted
And the
as you
DC
punched
was
it.
its number of hit die.
That's right.
Yeah, you do not really get any info off of this creature.
Just know I don't like it, and I already knew that.
You know it's not a beast. You know that's all you got. Klaus.
Guys, this thing is gross. That's my that's my insight into this situation.
Alright, Klaus is flattered that Bjorg trusts his aim well enough to continue to stand there. And I would like to sharpshooter again.
You know what you're about.
Yeah, you're about to shoot Bjork.
Alright, 18.
An 18.
That was 7 piercing, plus I'm looking up my rogue sneak attack.
Don't forget you did
Well,
sharpshooter.
it's plus 10 for sharpshooter.
Yeah, plus 10 for sharpshooter, so it's
Oh,
17.
also 17 plus.
That's up.
I think that's 5d6. Wow, that's pretty good.
Fuck.
All right, plus 14, so that is 17 plus 14 is 31, right? Yes.
Yep.
And there you go.
Nice.
Okay, I have to look up how sneak attack damage works in terms of damage resistance.
I thought you might have to.
Since it references your weapon a lot, I think I'm just going to treat it as the weapon. So if you can break damage reduction, then your sneak attack will also. And if you can't, then it will also be cut in half.
Okay.
I think that's the easiest way to just keep it fair.
Sure.
All right. Then you are still do a substantial amount of damage to that thing. But it is still standing and quivering.
You guys shouldn't be so close to that thing.
All right, Fendingo, this time I'm doing it in the right order. You are up, sir.
Alrighty. Well, since my perch is effective, I will continue to sit on Bjorg's head and throw firebolts at this fucker. This time for a 15.
That will hit.
Alrighty then. That's going to do 2d10 for 12 fire damage.
All right. Fendingo, you witness the familiar sight of your magic not doing as much damage as you might have expected because, believe it or not, the incredibly damp seaweed creature is resistant to fire.
You know, I once heard about a guy who shot a firebolt from the bottom of the ocean into a boat. So, I believe in the power of my...
Honestly, it was a half and half if it would be weak to it or strong to it.
Yeah. And I don't have that many attacks that won't set us all on fire.
All right, well, Bjorg and Brandon, you are each taking a slam. First one goes to Bjorg with a 10. Second one goes to Brandon with a 22.
Oh no.
I think a 22 is going to hit.
Yeah, 22.
All right, hits for 14 damage, and I need an athletics or acrobatics roll breaking 12.
Okay, time to not roll shit. 18.
You are not grappled as it
Hooray.
slams into you and tries to wrap you up with its gooey tendrils, but you successfully resist.
I don't think I gracefully resisted that at all. I think that was very much a...
Ew, it's such a... Yeah.
Get off.
There's a psychological horror component to this one.
Yeah, this is some Cthulhu shit up in here.
Silas K.
Like a Band-Aid in a pool.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. That's so visceral.
Ugh.
All right. Die, salad of sin. So same thing as last time. 2 sharpshooters, and if I hit, I'll drop a divine smite on it.
All right.
All right. Nat 20, and the other one is 14.
I would say let's just go ahead and roll up that nat 20 first and see how it goes.
All right. So that's 26 normal damage, and then the divine smite is an additional 14.
All right. So that totals out at 16, 14, 30.
Yep.
All right. Well, it had 3, so it's pretty fucking dead.
It didn't
I bet I can save you that second
explode,
smite,
did
man.
Because if it blew up, it's going to be hard to fly with Kelpie on my wings.
Ugh.
Yeah, his arrow like tore into it, and then the bright light just seared off, and it melted into itself. It's back to just being goo.
I still don't understand how someone who's literally pissed off his god enough that he can't say his name can still use Divine Smite.
From jizz you have come, to jizz you shall return.
I don't want to hear that.
That might be the most philosophical thing Silas has ever said.
I still don't like it.
Well, Bjorg, it is your turn.
Okay, Bjorg just wants right now to be physically far away from Silas. So,
And how is that different from any other day?
to about there. And I guess, I see. Yeah, I'm gonna percept again. And that is a 10, so not special.
Yep, you see more way ahead. And it wasn't a very hard one. Now that you're looking directly at it, you can see that there is a sunken box in this little alcove here.
A sunken, my friends, I see a sunken box.
Those are the best kind of.
Yeah, I'm leaving that one alone, but I'm still riding on Bjork's head, so I guess wherever he goes, I go.
Go on, Bjork. You know you want to get the wet box.
Oh dear.
I'm suddenly very
Well, it's
uncomfortable.
Brandon Thighmaster's turn.
Yeah.
Because Bjork has used all his actions.
Brandon is all about that wet box. I'm pretty sure that's in his character.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I guess. Do I have to say it? I'm gonna go fist the box. I've said it now. It's been said. All right.
It's somebody's ringtone now.
Yeah.
It's in a mix. It's in a...
I knew everybody was thinking about it. It's like that Simpsons meme. But yeah, I'm gonna vigorously fist this wet box.
All right, so you're just punching the underwater crate?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
okay.
better way of putting it, Drew.
Roll me an attack with disadvantage, because you're trying to punch something that's submerged.
It wasn't locked.
Kablam. 16.
Yeah, that still feels good enough to hit an underwater crate. All right, hit your damage.
Damage is 10 bludgeon damage.
You smash a fist-sized hole into the top of the crate, and yank your hand back, and you can see water flowing in, although there was already a good amount in there because it is, again, submerged. So obviously there's some heavy shit in there.
Foreplay. What do I win?
Well, so far you've just punched a hole in. You haven't actually, grabbed anything. But you actually do sort of win something. Because the algae beneath you...
Oh, man.
You win an ass whipping.
Hello, I'm back.
I sort of deserve it, really.
All right. So another Kelpie has appeared. They don't actually talk. That was just me having some fun. And a double slam on Brandon. I'm going to give it advantage on the first one since it, doesn't matter because it rolled an 11. And a 6 for the second. Yeah, these things are annoying, but they're not super strong.
Yeah, I might just work around it.
Well, Klaus, what are your thoughts on sunken treasure?
All right. Do I know that they're being attacked?
I don't know, Brandon. Do you make any...
No, I don't think. I think I just kind of stared disappointedly at it. Like, oh, this again. They might have had, I don't know, what kind of noise do they make? I assume they don't... You've said they don't go,
just
hello.
the sound of ruffling seaweed. So no, doesn't sound like you would.
Brandon will say, oh, no, this bullshit again.
All right. Well, all this talk about fisting wet boxes and slime and sheep and penetrating shafts has made me...
There's some different conversation going on here.
Well, there were arrows. I'm gonna duck down 1, 2, 3 spaces, and I am half submerged in the water. Yes.
Yeah, you're wading or swimming. You're in deep enough water that it delays you or slows you.
Oh, no, it conceals me. I'd like to rub one out.
Wow.
All right. Guess we'll just open with a dexterity.
Check or save?
Check. At no point should this be a save unless something has gone really wrong.
At some point.
Yeah, we've done it long enough, I guess.
21.
You successfully undo your pants and begin the session. And we're going to go right to Fandango.
I mean, I know successfully is technically accurate, but it just doesn't feel like it's the right word.
So...
I didn't realize this was a kid's show.
I'm going to
right
pretend
along.
that I
Okay.
didn't hear any of that and fly down off Bjorg's shoulder and cast a firebolt at the Kelpie.
All right. Roll me that firebolt.
15
15 will hit.
for 5.
All right, and reminder that your action next round is going to be spent turning back.
Has it already been that long? Okay.
Because that's 1 flight, 3 firebolts, and then next round will be 5th one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got. So yeah.
All right, Silas Kane.
All right. Get over here and fire at this thing. I think I'll just sharpshooter it. But not too bad. That'll be 25 and 22.
Somehow those will both hit.
All right. 22 and 20. So 42.
All right. Even with damage reduction, that is an impressive chunk torn out of it. I kind of wish I had picked a less sort of sad, dumb-looking creature design.
I'm glad you did. This is cheering me up.
It's the one where I can click it to make it like the big one on the screen.
I think Shift Z.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah, still,
It looks jolly.
Yep.
yeah. It's like, oh, I'm just here to eat you.
I kind of love it. Yeah.
No thing. All right, Bjorg.
I'm aroused.
Klaus has material. I don't know why I went Eartha Kitt on that one. You're just lucky today. Bjorg.
All right. Bjorg is going to move here so that he's flanking Brandon. Or flanking the Kelpie with Brandon. That is a 19 and a 19.
Well, the 19 hits.
Good. All right, and for damage, that's 17 and 15.
All right, so 32 with no damage reduction. Yeah, Bjorg cleaves down and takes a big old chunk out of this thing.
Why aren't you dead yet?
Or I guess Russell. That's probably the better one.
Yeah.
Wet vegetation noises.
Flapping of seaweed.
Ugh.
Flappity flap flap.
Fapping of seaweed? No, that's what Klaus is doing.
No, that's fapping to seaweed.
Ah.
God.
Or maybe
All right.
fapping in seaweed.
If I can get a handful,
I mean, there's 2 bunches kind of within waiting distance of you. But Brandon Thighmaster, you're up first.
Yeah, Brandon's going to be to the creature like, stop making that gross rhythmic fapping noise. And he's going to give it a couple of unarmed strikes. Kablooey, kablam. Ooh, natural 1 out of 28.
Roll me a d20. The 28 will hit.
D20. 3.
Well, you didn't hit another 1 or anything. You miss pretty bad, but nothing terrible happens. And your 28 hits, so roll damage.
I'll pretend that first one was just a flourish to announce my intentions.
Hey, everyone. Did you see the pathetic miss by Brandon?
You do an uppercut so big you kind of pull a few muscles.
Okay, my unarmed strike was 9 points of damage.
You punch the seaweed, and your hand is now slippery.
This adventure lifestyle is not as glamorous as I thought it was going to be.
Don't worry, Brandon. Klaus's hands will be slippery soon, too.
Oh,
As I
God,
said,
all right.
this adventure lifestyle is not as glamorous as I thought it was going to be.
That's a slam for Bjorg and a slam for Brandon. First one to Brandon. Natural 20.
Ah, he took that personally, didn't he?
All right, so 16 damage to Brandon, and I'm guessing a 13 won't hit Bjorg.
No.
And just the 16 damage to Brandon.
Don't have to take this personally.
Oh, and an athletics or acrobatics check, Brandon.
Uh-oh. Okay. Acrobatics. 21.
You are not grappled, as once again the oozing seaweed tries to kind of pull you in.
Stop touching me.
There we go, that's the sound. Oh, God, that was terrible. All right, Klaus. I guess Klaus does not want to be disturbed with what is being worked on. Fendingo!
Well, I suppose I'm going to turn into a half-elf.
Yes, you are. All right.
So, poof, I'm a Fendingo. And I'll use my bonus action to cast Mass Healing Word on Brandon. Nobody else has taken damage from this thing, have they?
Just me.
Alright.
He also got hit by the one before, so it's a combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're inept on multiple fights. Good job. So yeah, that'll be... Brandon will get back... 6. Yep, Brandon gets back 6 hit points.
6. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I didn't stand there flailing uselessly at a pile of wet weeds for my whole turn, so whatever.
Unlike the cool kids.
If there was a way to, like, just give back the healing, I would.
I mean, I guess you could punch yourself.
That's not the same.
You're in fireball range, and we can... Fendingo giveth, Fendingo can taketh away.
Well, Silas Kane, what are you going to do with this situation?
Tempting it is just to pray for these poor sad morons. I'll shoot arrows instead.
Did you mean us or the
2
kelp
more.
beasts?
Yes.
I guess that'll depend on which one he hits, won't it?
All right, 2 coming in with sharpshooter. A 12 and a 21.
The 12 will miss. Their AC is bad. It's not that bad.
All right, that's for 20.
All right, and it's dead.
I mean, it's nice that you guys are grappling it while I murder these things for you, but, I mean, feel free to try.
There's a disgusting
All right, before
noise.
anything else happens, I had some technical difficulties with my last turn. Before anyone rounds the corner, can I use my slippery hands to pull a muscle?
What?
Oh, God. Roll me a dex check, sir.
Hey, you guys came up with that. 12.
I mean, it's not a very difficult check to accomplish the task. Yeah, you are succeeding at what you have set out to do.
Thus the waters befouled even more.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Is it
it's not-
befouled yet?
No, it's just started.
No, all right.
Klaus has has begun his journey from last round. Silas has shot a beautiful sea creature to death, you monster. Those innocent eyes. Bjorg Bjornsson.
Bjorg will walk over to the box and start dragging it towards the dry land, I guess.
Okay, roll me a strength check just to see how difficult the process is, and give yourself advantage, because I believe that's part of your Totem of the Bear thing.
Yes. And that is a 19.
All right, you can heft that thing along without any additional speed penalties. You're already slowed down from the water, but you're like, fuck it, this thing doesn't really weigh that much more compared to me.
Yeah, it took me 10 to get there. Can I use the 10 that I have remaining to get to dry land with the thing?
Yeah, I mean, you can always... You haven't really done anything besides grab the thing, so we can call this a dash as part, and put that as part of your movement.
Okay, cool. He's gonna
That's definitely workable. All right,
haul it up to
and
dry land.
boop. There you go. You've successfully hauled the box onto dry land.
Let's see what's inside this thing.
Ooh.
Brandon Thighmaster.
Random Firemaster will look in the box.
Okay.
We need
roll
to
me.
drain it out first. Is that right? I guess I'll tip it over and drain it out.
Well, there's
through the
water
pistol.
running out of the slats right now.
Okay.
Because it is a box, so it's not watertight. But you punched a hole in it. So your options are you can poke your head in and try to look around in the darkness, with the water draining, or you can try to tear it open, or whatever other things you would like to do.
Well, I know one of those is more pragmatic and one of them is more amusing, so I will stick my head in the hole, Three Stooges style.
Mimic.
Roll me a perception check.
Perception 7.
I hope there's a kelp sheep in there.
Oh shit, it has a tongue! No, you are not able to make anything out really between the water that's still in there, draining out, and the fact that there's not really a light in. You just see water and like little bits of light coming from your dick light poking through.
Okay, well, that was a bad idea. Maybe we should open the box with violence.
As if summoned on cue, Klaus Richter, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna make another dex check. 19.
All right. You are continuing your task and doing a fine job of it.
It's a very diplomatic way of putting things, Joe.
All right.
I am not left with a ton of options. Fendingo.
I want to cast light on a copper piece and drop it into the box and then look and see what's in there.
All right. You cast light and drop your copper piece in. You can poke your head through and go ahead and roll me a perception
Alrighty.
with a much easier time.
And a much worse roll. 6.
That's actually only one worse than Brandon's.
Yes, but I literally created a light to be able to see this with.
You did,
Thanks.
and because of that, you are actually able to still see stuff since you broke 5 and have the capacity to see within the box. So you lowered the DC for yourself, basically. So looking in, you are able to see a few waterlogged like bundles. They're kind of wrapped. You're not quite sure what's in them. And you do see a small pile of metal that looks suspiciously coin-like congregated at the bottom.
Hey guys, we need to bust this shit open. There's money inside. And some other stuff, but mostly money.
Commence busting open, I guess.
I'm trying.
Oh, God. All right. Well, with the adventurers looking to plunder the buried treasure of the crate, and Klaus looking to plunder the buried treasure of his own body, we are going to put a pin in this for the week. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more of this game, but as you know, the session is not done because we have been live blogging. Specifically, Joe's been live blogging over on Facebook, facebook.com/authorsanddragons, collecting your questions, cultivating them, choosing the greatest among them. But before we get to those, we got to go to the Discord first. Why? Because it's associated with the Patreon, patreon.com/authorsanddragons. And, you know, getting to cut the question line is one of the many perks that are offered. We have all sorts of specialty podcasts, a great community, and fun events we do monthly. So, with all that plugging out of the way, Rick sure should have had enough time to grab himself a question from the Discord.
Just before we go on to that, I'd like the listeners to comment either on our Facebook or Discord on where they think this ranked in the top 10 A&D sexiest episodes.
God. I'm both terrified and curious to see those results.
Yeah. Well, while we're doing that, our friend Aaron Tiggy asks, can we please get a fuck you to our friend Dax?
Fuck you, Dax.
Fuck you, Dax.
Fuck you, Dax.
Why? Is Dax
Fuck
okay?
you.
Fuck you, Dax. I hope you're okay.
I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about you, Dax. Fuck you.
Jesus.
I was taking a leak, but fuck you anyway, Dax.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dax. Fuck you. All right. Our friend Trauma asks, when writing a series, how do you handle the fact that readers may have forgotten what happened in previous books?
I mean, my first challenge is me remembering what happened in previous books. But that's got a lot to do with my writing speed.
Yeah, I use my Facebook group to remember that shit. One thing that we've started doing is if there's more than a year between books in the series, we add a what came before prologue, not a prologue, but just a one-page synopsis of what happened before. If the releases are tight together, 12 months or less, then we don't do that.
Oh shit! I need to do that, don't I?
Oh yeah, you will be. You will be at some point called upon to do that after
cool.
your editor gets to your book.
Okay.
But you got a couple of months still.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we've started doing. Is if there's more than 12 months between releases, we do what came before, kind of like they used to do in fantasy novels back in the 80s and 90s.
I'm a child of television, and so it is second nature for me to just jam a fucking recap in there around chapter 2. Like not like a what came before, but it'll be like da 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 da, and I'll reference a thing, and then the narrative is 2 texts of just because this is what happened in the last books. Real quick, shove the exposition, move on.
I'm thinking about moving to a previously on page for some of my stuff, but normally I just include it in the narrative without trying to get too heavy-handed. I'm like, my latest book I was going through, and I was just like, I was adding a lot of backstory, and I'm like, none of this is relevant to this story, and just cutting it out. So trying to add things, so if I give you backstory, you know that it's probably relevant. It's like, oh, here's my friend who we previously met.
I think I'm along with Drew in that I just count on my editor for this. She tells me, yeah, it's been a while since you referenced this. Maybe give a sentence or two, in dialogue or something, and talk about it a bit. Remind people what's going on here. That's about it. Otherwise, go read the goddamn books again.
I tend to reference in the sequel I just wrote. I referenced a bunch of stuff that happened in previous books, and I did my best to drop like one sentence or so, kind of micro explanations, in those scenes where stuff is referenced. But I haven't written a previously on page, and as John said, I will have to do that.
It will be requested by your publisher for the next book.
That's fine.
Previously on, you went back and read the other book.
Yeah, I stopped pushing the whole read the book again when I found out that on Kindle Unlimited you only get paid for page reads the first time somebody reads a book. Rereads don't get you paid twice, so fuck it, we'll add a what came before.
Here's my 90-page synopsis of. All right.
If I did that, I'd have to trademark the word before or something else stupid.
Well, our friend Shane asks, I've been sick for the last few weeks with something that isn't COVID, so my question is, what is your favorite comfort food when you're unwell?
Chicken noodle soup. I have a recipe that I've gotten to the point where I can make it basically entirely by feel. I don't even need to read anything, and the second me or anyone in the house gets actually sick, I will generally make up a large batch that lasts us like a week or so.
I'm kind of with Joe, except my wife makes much better chicken soup than I do. So it's usually me whining about dying and her being like, okay, I'll make you some damn soup.
Beer and Benadryl.
Okay, I'm not like Bob. But I'm kind of like Rick and Joe in that chicken soup, except I'm the one who gets up and makes my own goddamn chicken soup, and it's usually the cheap-ass Campbell's in the cup you can drink straight out of, and I chicken soup, ginger ale, and crumble up some saltine crackers in my chicken soup. That's it.
If I'm doing like a stomach bug issue, then I'm definitely gonna veer toward something like sushi, weirdly enough, because just when I'm coming back from a bug, then rice and fish feel safe enough to test the waters on. But if I'm got the flu or just something that makes you feel like dog shit, it's pizza all the way, baby.
You may be the bravest culinary person I've ever met. Oh, I've been shitting and puking my guts up for the past 36 hours. I'm now going to eat raw fish. You get that at a
don't
gas
worry.
station,
I got it at a gas station.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know what to tell you, except compared to, I guess, some of the other stuff I eat, sushi is the safe bet.
Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
I believe
Are you
that
are you like
because
you eating the like week-old hot dogs out of the roller or something?
I did
I can-
spend a few
Those
more
are
years
wonderful.
than I should have, not realizing I was lactose intolerant.
I can see it
I
though
sh-
because like fish is generally pretty inoffensive to my stomach, and so is rice.
Oh,
so
I-
I can totally
Yeah.
get it.
I
It's
disagree.
exactly that.
I went to a works night out once where I got absolutely hammered, and they woke us up the next day, and like we had to do a mingling breakfast, and it was fucking sushi. Oh my god, I'm so lucky I didn't throw up on
For
all my
breakfast.
co-workers.
Okay, I don't know about hungover breakfast sushi. I wasn't taking that stand.
Well, I've been to the extreme, and I've seen the flaw in your strategy.
the only time I've ever gotten food poisoning was in your goddamn city, Drew. It's your fault. I didn't even know you then. It was almost 20 years ago. But, man, sickest I've ever been was down there. So, I get that, given your geography, you've eaten some wild shit. And sushi may be the safest option. Certainly safer than your convention center hot dogs.
I, if I'm ill, routinely retreat to the infallibly safe mountain of toast. Just the whitest of bread,
Yeah, that makes sense.
the obscenest amount of butter, and just you've got basic starch with enough lube to get it into your body.
I am ill, so I shall eat what I am, dry white toast.
Back to the theme of the night.
I do get that. There is something to be said for a nice piece of toast with butter.
Actually, yeah, that is actually another comfort thing of mine is my mom makes an almost like molasses based homemade bread, and I will anytime we get a loaf of that, I will make burnt toast with that and just slather it in butter, and it's the best thing.
Big cup of tea with it, you're sorted.
All right, here's a fun one. Our friend Corey says, now that you're all big-time movie producers and con creators...
Well, sorry, I can't hear you. I'm too busy masturbating into a plant pot.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry. What now?
now that you're all big-time movie producers, who's the John Lennon of the group? And, so who's most likely to think, I'm too talented for this bunch? And who's the Ringo of the group who's just happy that they haven't figured out that he's talentless and doesn't belong there?
Wow. Okay.
I'm the Ringo or the Yoko.
I think really, if you asked us all, we'd all think we're Ringo.
There's some realness in that shit.
Number
valid.
8. Number 8.
Yeah. Authors tend to have slightly different egos than musicians. Probably worth tossing out, just on the average.
No, I am the John Lennon of Shingles.
You
That's-
absolutely
that's
are the
not
John
wrong.
Lennon of Shingles, 100%.
That is not wrong.
Shingles is our Yoko Ono.
Oh my god!
Oh, Christ.
He just rocked into the Authors and Dragons studio one day and went, guys, I'm taking this in a bold new direction.
Jesus, fuck.
Fucking Christ.
The future
If,
of literature is this boy who just farted out Jesus.
That should go on the back of the DVD cover. Shingles is our Yoko Ono, Steve Wetherell. I mean,
Oh,
fuck getting
God.
blurbs like for books. Let's.
I can't imagine we're going to have anything better to say on that question.
Yup.
I think I'm about to round it up.
Should we shuffle on over to Facebook?
Please.
Alrighty. Joe, what have we got from the wonderful folks on Facebook?
All right, so let's see here. Our friend Brett asks, "What is your favorite guilty pleasure movie?"
I feel no fucking guilt about any of them.
Shingles,
I don't
the
have a lot of
movie.
guilt either.
Okay,
but
that one.
I
But I guess the movie I love that would, to some people of poor taste and limited self-confidence, be a guilty pleasure is probably The Replacements. Because, goddamn, how can you not love a scene of a bunch of scab football players electric sliding to I Will Survive in jail?
Unless you're actually in prison, then it becomes terrifying.
while a strange British man stands on the bars and humps them like a stripper pole. Steve, don't do this at A&D Con.
I'm afraid that is just how British men dance.
Yeah, he did that when I was staying at his house.
Yeah.
That was his good night.
It's basic hospitality.
Yeah, my kids were terrified.
Goddamn. In America, we just teach white guys the Carlton.
No, we don't have to teach anyone this. It's innate.
No, I'm going to go with Bram Stoker's Dracula. Everything Rick says about it is true, but I love it nonetheless.
That's the asshead Dracula, right?
That's the Gary Oldman one.
With the
Yes.
blood on his head?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
The one we have done for A&D at the movies, and if people are curious about Bob's feelings on that, they can go listen to it on the feed. Spoiler, he likes the movie.
You don't say.
Persistently.
It's not a spoiler. I chose it as my pick for this question.
Yeah, I'm usually not a big fan of of political thrillers or military movies, but goddamn, I have seen The Hunt for Red October probably dozens of times. And I don't know, maybe it's just Sean Connery's just absurdly. I'm not even going to try to do a Russian accent, or I just love Sam Neill's, every so often, somebody will mention, Montana, and I'll just, pop in with, I would like to see in Montana.
Oh, God, yeah.
I remember seeing that in the movie theaters. That's a good flick.
Way to go! I will every so often I will yell way to go Dallas, and nobody fucking gets it anymore. But
Just persist anyway. It's their problem.
my favorite one, probably I wouldn't, like I said, I don't really believe in guilty pleasures because you just you like what you like. But the movie that I watch often as a pick me up is the Wachowski sisters Speed Racer. I will watch that movie over and over again. I fucking love that movie.
I've never seen it. Is that an anime or is it live action?
Honestly, I think it's a work of art because they successfully made a live action anime. It feels like an anime despite being live
It's
action.
visually stunning as shit. Definitely drop some edibles first. Because, it's that kind of visually stunning. It's nice.
It's very good.
All right.
I couldn't imagine how they'd make a better Speed Racer movie.
Yeah,
No.
it gets its source material as right as you can get it.
It's faithful as shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in Joe's, I have a hard time with the idea of guilty pleasures, and I like some weird shit, but even the Miami connections, I can sort of explain why I like it.
Yeah.
The only movie I can think of that I like and I know it's bad and I don't have any defense, I just watched it at a time in my life where I formed a nostalgic connection that is there now, is Bewitched, the movie with Nicole Kidman and Will Ferrell. And again, I have no defense of this one. I just like it. It's bad and I like it.
Is it better or worse than Love Potion number 9? Because that was pretty fucking terrible.
The 80s Love Potion number 9?
Yeah.
God, I don't know, man. I haven't seen that since I was
Don't say
12.
Fucking hell.
That's still me catching it on Late Night USA because that's 97.
I'm just gonna go drink my fucking Metamucil.
It's got a bomb ass cast if nothing else. It's got Will Ferrell, it's got Nicole Kidman, Kristen Chenoweth, but like I said, the whole point is I can't really defend it very well.
Yeah, that's the
I just
thing.
enjoy it
Because I lean towards camp cult classics quite a lot. I've become pretty good at defending my taste in movies, my superior taste in movies. But I think one thing that does take some defense. It took me a while to get over this because when you're a teenager and you're self-conscious and you're watching these things, you're like, man, this is so weird and cringe. And then later you're like, man, this is so weird and cringe. So Flash Gordon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hell
That's
yeah.
good. Yeah, very good one.
Gordon's alive!
It's a total comfort movie. I'll watch it whenever it's on. But it's so, Dino De Laurentiis went in there and just dropped his probably huge fur pink coat and he was nude underneath and said, "We're going to make this movie."
No, that's Ric Flair. There's a slight difference.
What if Dino De Laurentiis is Ric Flair, man?
I mean, he already is in my head, John, so...
I don't know what Dino De Laurentiis looks like, so he's definitely Ric Flair for me now.
Yeah,
Now I
a
gotta
nude
look
Ric
up-
Flair.
I mean, I don't think Dino De Laurentiis looks like anything anymore.
Well, that's
Yeah,
a
something-
depressing end to this bit.
Any movie where you bring in Max von Sydow for a major part and just essentially tell him, just do whatever the fuck you want, because it'll be awesome.
Yeah, have fun. You bold space pervert.
I'm looking up Dino De Laurentiis right now, and he kind of looked like an elderly mob boss.
Not
Right,
far
well,
from Ric
No,
Flair. All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, what do you say we do one more from the Facebook?
All right, let's see here. Our friend Melanie asks, "What was the worst summer vacation you had as a kid?"
I have a vivid memory of going on a day trip with my parents to a cricket pavilion, which is the
Oh.
fucking most boring place in the world, on one of the rare English summer days where it's just fucking laser hot. Being in a car with leather seats in shorts and just throwing up all over myself because of heat stroke. That is the most vivid kind of summer vacation I have. Like, we're going to take you to the deserted cricket pavilion for reasons you don't understand. Then you're going to go in a car and be sick all over yourself.
Okay, I hesitate to call it a vacation, but I think it technically got counted, whether I liked it or not. Go ahead and get your masturbation jokes locked and loaded, because my answer is band camp. I fucking hated being in band. I was in it because my parents were worried I wasn't social enough, since I wanted to spend all my time reading. I know, go figure. And band camp was just a part of the things I had to do as consequence. Also, giving up like 2 weeks of my fucking summer to
I love
go
that.
march. You can eat 1,000 dicks. I'm still mad about that.
We're raising a fucking nerd. We need to send him to band camp.
yeah.
I mean, it is
yeah.
part of your nerd bingo.
Yeah, no shit. Well, and then it ended up being what I actually liked was theater. So the thing they had the least worry about. But yeah. So at band camp, I'm sure it's a great experience if you enjoy playing your instrument. If it's something you've been forced into, it kind of fucking sucks. It's just a lot of playing your fucking instrument, which, guess what? Didn't enjoy.
I mean, I spent most of my summers in high school playing my instrument too, but it wasn't in fucking band camp. There, I gave you your masturbation joke.
I'm glad we delivered on that.
Nice.
I went on a camping trip with my parents to mountain, West Virginia, and it wasn't the trip itself that made it awful. What happened was, when I was on the way back, we stopped somewhere, and I had gotten a bunch of bug bites while I was up there because it was the middle of summer, and then at some point, without realizing it, I got poison ivy on my hands, and as I was asleep, I was scratching my bug bites with my poison ivy hands at night on my
Oh,
face.
Jesus.
So I got poison ivy bug bites mixed together all over my face.
Yikes.
For like a month, I didn't really have bad acne as a teenager, but the joke was that I basically got 5 years worth of acne frustrations out in like a week when I was 10.
I mean,
Ouch.
good thing that shit happened in the summer, because if that happens in when middle school's in session, you're never getting over that shit.
Oh no. It was like end of summer. I had to go to school like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, first week of school, back looking like I caught the pox.
Well, that guarantees you your first 5 years of therapy.
Yeah.
Fuck. I didn't really do a whole lot of bad vacations. I kind of had a pretty idyllic childhood for a poor white kid in the middle of the country. I mean, I ran around outside, I picked up dead things and threw them at my cousin, and I don't know. It was usually pretty good. So I tend to block out really shitty memories, so as a defense mechanism, so I don't really remember any bad vacations.
Well, I'll just say, fuck you, Melanie, for asking this and forcing me to relive Dinosaur Land again. and here's the problem: is no matter what question you ask about a vacation as a kid, that's the answer, because that is the only vacation I went on as a kid.
I always forget that it was the only one. It's so bad on its own, but that really makes it exponentially worse.
And that's the sad thing is, unfortunately, I have to count that as the best vacation too.
They're not even proper dinosaurs, Rick. I've seen the photos.
We have that as a video on our YouTube channel that Steve made.
You can just imagine the guy taking young Rick around to the statues, and this is a tridecaphon. It's definitely a real dinosaur. This is a giant ape. We probably didn't do this one right. It wasn't supposed to be an ape. It is now.
This is a Tommysaurus. I'm Tommy. I made it.
And here's a mastodon that's seen some shit.
Fucking mastodon! I forgot the mastodon.
I mean, again, not a dinosaur, but we had one lying around. Go for a smoke break now. Feel free to look at the other horrors.
Any of you kids want a cigarette?
$5.
I'm looking up pictures of it again.
That mastodon has a look on its face. It's just like, you have no idea how many people have masturbated in front of me.
Last one more.
It's the only thing to do in this park.
So kindly stop asking questions about my childhood vacations.
There's a special plimp for it and everything. Seed, surprise mastodon, jerk off before it.
Someday when our Patreon funds have swollen to the point where we can just spend money on ridiculous shit, we're gonna have to do an episode from Dinosaur Land.
Yeah.
The haunted episode.
The last episode.
And I just know something like that shitty King Kong fist is gonna collapse and kill me, and that's how I die.
They did an overnight recording and they were never seen again, but the next day there were 6 new attractions at the park. each more not a dinosaur than the last.
Okay. I think that's all for this week. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week with a side quest, and in 2 weeks with more of the game Authors and Dragons. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
From jizz you have come, to jizz you shall return.